Welcome back to Across the Terraces with Brad and Charlie. On today's episode, we'll be going through the Premier League and the Championship results from the Friday and the Saturday games. Then we'll be dropping in some opinions on some of the games, a few surprising results again, a little bit of controversy, late decisions coming on now. So we'll dive into that, give some of our opinions on what we've been seeing, and we'll go from there, mate. So, I just want to read out, obviously, just a quick starter. Obviously, the Friday game was, Leicester beat Birmingham 2-0. Great result for Leicester. And that was the only Friday night game for them. So if we go back onto the Saturday, make a start on there. So Chelsea, home 2-0, beating Fulham.
Yep, good result. Next one, Man United 3-2 against Burnley.
Sunderland beat Brentford 2-1.
Yep. Bournemouth beat Tottenham 1-0.
Mad. Everton 3-2 away at Wolves.
Oh. And the last one in the Premier League at the late kickoff, it was Leeds 0, Newcastle 0.
And we're on into the Championship results. Middlesbrough high flying 1-0 home win against Sheffield United.
Yep, great result. Next up, we've got QPR beating Charlton 3-1.
West Brom 1-0 away win at the Stoke.
This is my favourite result of the weekend. Norwich beating Blackburn 2-0.
Great result. Bristol City continued some good little intern in form. 4-2 win at home to Hull.
The beloved derby for you, mate. Ipswich 2, Derby 2. I'm sure we'll touch on this a little bit later on.
Wrexham 2-0 away at Millwall. That was an eye-opener.
We've got Oxford 2, Coventry 2. Bit of a shock result there as well.
Portsmouth won 1-0 at home to Preston.
We've got Swansea beating Sheffield Wednesday away 2-0.
And the final game in the Championship, Watford drawing at home 2-2 with Southampton. As you can see in there, mate, there's a few interesting results, shall we say.
There is, mate.
A few more controversies coming in a few of the games. So, talking of the controversies and certainly the late ones in the games, we've got to start at Man United at home to Burnley, obviously with the 3-2 win.
If we start on Man United, let's start midweek against Grimsby. If anybody watched this game, Man United were absolutely dreadful. Awful. And there's no other way to describe that. They were so poor. Look, I know it's not an easy place to go. Grimsby on a Wednesday or whatever it was. It's going to be tough. But they had a good team out.
Yeah, they did.
And Grimsby were better. It's just embarrassing at this stage. But anyway, we'll go on to today's result. Scraped it, mate, haven't they, there? They've scraped it.
Massive. It was an interesting, wasn't it, to, like you say, not only obviously losing to Grimsby, but the performance in that game was awful. I mean, Grimsby were by far the better team in that game. And even if United would have won on penalties, you'd have gone, that's embarrassing. But again, drama of the cup, amazing. But you were looking for reaction in this one from United, especially with the talk from Ruben Amorim coming out and a few weird statements that he's made. Yeah. I did wonder, being at home, will we see a reaction? Look, you see what's gone on. They've scraped a 3-2 late on. I don't know. It's. I thought we'd see a little bit more from them. I've got to say, I am concerned early doors. It's not seemed like it's really turning a corner at the minute.
No. Look, I know United fans are probably going to say, we absolutely dominated them. Okay, fair enough. You've just scraped a 3-2 against Burnley at home. You've won with a penalty in the 97th minute. You shouldn't have even played 97 minutes. Okay, fair enough, the VAR check was in like the 92nd minute, which was a bit ridiculous. And by all accounts, it looked like the pull for the penalty was outside the box. I didn't watch this game, so look, if you watched it and you think different, let us know. I really worry for United, mate.
The one that the surprise for me is with the players that they brought in, most people will be looking at what they think the lineup should be. Now, obviously, they want to kill off games. Now, obviously, you've seen in this game, obviously in terms of the possession, the shooting, they had 26 shots, 6 shots on target, but out of 26, 6 on target isn't great. Why is Sesko starting on the bench? It just he's a
Makes no
he's
sense.
a big signing for you to play up top, to be the man that's going to put the goals away, and he's on the bench again. You're starting with Kuna up top, with Mount and Mbeumo behind him. Now I know that he rates Mount, fair enough, but you've just spent all that money on Sesko, so it doesn't matter when anything. Stick him in. He's a striker. He's a big, strong lad, quick, can score. You need a reaction. This would have been the perfect game to stick him in from the start. And, if you're having all these shots, you need to be scoring them. It's like last season. You can have all the shots in the world, but again, if you're not burying the chances, you can dominate the game all you want. You've scraped on this one, you've got lucky, but if you're not putting the chances away, you're not going to get lucky. You're playing a lower end team that I mean, let's face it, Burnley aren't going to be tearing up trees attacking wise, are they? They've scored 2 goals. Three if you count the own goal.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be tearing up trees scoring goals. So to concede 2 to them and then a 90+7 penalty to win.
Yeah.
For me, it's Amrim needs to look at that.
He does, mate. Burnley have taken their opportunities here. Yeah. Out of the 6 shots they've had, 3 on target, they've scored 2 of them. Brilliant.
You can't fault Burnley on that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No, and I think Amrim as well, he's very much set in his way. Doesn't like changing the formation. Okay, yeah, he changes the players every so often, but he will not change out of that formation. So if, example, the other night, it wasn't working, didn't change it, and look what happened.
Yeah, that's it. It's everyone moaned about Postecoglou doing that, not changing his tactics in games, and he lost his job ultimately. It's a big season for Amrim. Obviously, this is going to be his first full season in charge.
Yeah.
But again, he's not showing any adapting in games or anything. It's the same formation, the same way of playing predominantly. And then again, lineups are questionable. We questioned it in the Europa League final. Some of the players that he started with and some of the players that he benched, and it's the same conversation again beginning of the season. It's certain players that that you're sticking on the bench, and then you talk about fitness levels. I don't know. I'm not know the ins and outs of potential players and fitness levels, but it's just a bit of a strange one. It's like when he took Cunha off at 31 minutes, he put Xerxes on. Why are you putting Xerxes on over, again, Sesko? You've spent all this money. Use the players. What? I don't understand. United fans, you must be the same, surely, looking at that going, he's the main man and we're not playing him. What's going on?
I know. Look, I know the United fans. I've seen clips at the end of the game that obviously they were ecstatic with their 3-2 win over Burnley. I know it's the first of the season, and it's good to get a win in any Premier League game, but you should be blowing Burnley away. Yeah. United should be beating Burnley 4-5-0 with the team on paper that was out today. Okay. Yeah, you should be blowing them away still. You should be.
I mean, I want to credit Burnley because we know defensively they are resolute. They are a good, strong team, and they've made some good signings, I think, for this season. So I do want to credit them because to take United all that way, I think they've got to take credit for it. Obviously, even though United scraped through, you look at the players that United are playing, on paper it is a very, very good squad. And Burnley showed fight. Burnley are up there. This is what I said,
Yep.
I do think Burnley will probably go down there or thereabouts. So. But as we said before, I think they'll show a lot of fight. I think they'll be a tough team. I do think these are the sorts of results that will probably show a little bit more throughout the season for Burnley, unfortunately. Yeah. But there'll definitely be no easy feat for any team that plays Burnley, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree. Tough team. Very good at the back. Probably should have got a point from this game. But as you said, come the end of the season, it's these sort of games where you lose that point that ultimately sends you down. Yeah,
and that's the difference, isn't it? That these sorts of ones are the ones, like you say, that will probably send Burnley down, and it's potentially for United. I mean, the 3 points here, they might look back at that and go, this could be the difference. Scraping these sorts of wins could be the difference between European football and non-European football. If they sort of get that together, because that's the difference with United. Because of the quality of players that they've got, they can scrape through in games like they have, and a little bit of luck on your side with the penalty shouts and stuff. You get the 3 points, but it's definitely a worry. But yeah, Burnley got positive to take. I know that it's annoying, but yeah, concerns for United on that one.
I think so.
But yeah, so that's the United Burnley one out of the way. I want to go into another Premier League result. This was an annoying one because my supers took a hounding for this one. And I bet a lot of people do if you do Super Sixers. Bournemouth. 1-0 away at Spurs. I can't believe I did not see that. I know Bournemouth are a good team. I did not see that.
No, mate, I didn't. I really didn't. Now, I know exactly what's happened. Well, not exactly, but Bournemouth have gone out first 10 minutes, and I bet they've gone out with energy. Managers told them, go out there, play with energy, 10 minutes, get them on the back foot. And what's happened? 5 minutes in, they've scored, and they've ultimately seen the game out.
Yeah.
By all accounts, mate, in the attacking department, Bournemouth have had the better stats here. Now, I'm not mad on stats, but it's looking... Bournemouth have been the more attacking here.
It looks... And again, Spurs fans, let us know if you've watched the game to give us more of an update. It looks like Spurs are having a lot of the ball, but aren't doing anything with it in that final third.
It does.
And I know they have spoke about who's going to be putting the ball in the back of the net this season. Again, with the creativity with players, obviously that's why they've gone on and got Xavi Simons in. Amazing signing. I think he'll be a real game changer because, they do lack that creativity in there with Maddison being injured. Obviously, Kulusevski, however long he's out for. But yeah, it seems like they've had a lot of the ball, not done a lot with it in the final third. And ultimately, that's what's cost them. And Bournemouth have probably been happy to sit back and break when they can. Probably just had the shots, taken them. They've got the goal. Evan Nilsson, he's a good striker. Will be up and up there, and
he will. Yeah,
fair play to Bournemouth. I was convinced
Spurs
would beat this Bournemouth team today.
So was I, mate. It really was, and I think just looking there, I've just clicked off it, unfortunately, but I think the Bournemouth keepers only had to make one save,
which is
that's ridiculous. It looks like
one save,
to me that, as you said, Spurs have had a lot of the ball, and it looks like it's probably been sideways and backwards. Now that may be Bournemouth, playing with a high press. I'm not sure. I didn't watch the game, but that's what it had looked like from this. And when they've lost the ball, Bournemouth have countered them, and hence the reason why they've had far more shots on target, and ended up winning the game.
Good tactical away performance, isn't it? You come out.
I'd say so.
When you get the ball up there, when if they're counter attacking, which is what it looks like. Once you're in that final third, take your chances. Have a shot and see. And obviously they've started fast, got the goal. They're happy to sit back. Stay defensively resolute. And again, they've obviously had little counter attacks through the game, and they've obviously just been shooting to get the shots off and see whether they're going to get any more. And it's worked. Yeah, Bournemouth, fair play. I'm impressed. Again, they've got a good squad. I think obviously they've lost some big players, as we've obviously touched on numerous times. But look, they're keeping hold of people like Semenyo if he does stay, obviously past deadline day. But it's not a bad little squad, and obviously keeping the manager, I think, is the big one. He set them up well. It's a good win, a good 3 points, and I think Bournemouth will have another, decent season, as we've spoken about.
Yeah, no, I'd second that, mate. They've got a good squad. Look, mid-table we tipped them for, I think it was, and it's good result away from home. Again, it goes down to there's the results that you need ultimately to propel you up the table, and they've done it
100%. So good win for Bournemouth.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, next one we will go for Everton with a 3-2 win against Wolves. Now, to be fair to Wolves, they've had a slight comeback towards the end of the game, which normally is the case when you are losing 3-1. I can't say I watched the game again, but Wolves have had more possession, which is a bit of a shock to me, to be honest. It looks like it's been a close game. And I know people don't like us with the stats, but all we can go off is stats if we've obviously not watched the game. But it looks like it's been extremely close. But ultimately, Everton have taken them chances early on in the game.
But again, it comes down to it. Wolves fans, listen, we said this at the beginning. In terms of your fight and the way that you play, we've put you to just go down. But we did say that we do think you'll fight it well. You'll be in games. But that lack of quality is where you're going to see it. And we had a few fans say that your January signings are going to be the saviour of you. I'm not convinced of that. I think you've ridden that wave for a few seasons, and I think this is the season where you get undone and ultimately pay the price of relegation. You're on 0 points so far. It's proving what we're saying. You know, you take out the goals and assists and the creativity out of the team, like from the players that you've lost. You've not really replaced. We haven't replaced that. You know, you've made some signings, but they're not to that level. And then ultimately, you know, you look at that. You're obviously at home, like you say. You've had the little fight back, but again, you look at Everton. Grealish, 2 assists. That's the sort of signing that makes the difference. Everton have gone and got that 3 goals from having creativity, from having that better standard of player there. So they've gone and maybe not even had to play that well, but again, the quality on the pitch just makes the difference. And this is what we talk about when we've said it. You know, I think that's what's going to creep up on you, because I don't see a game changer in your squad. Whereas you look at Everton, they may not have always the best performances, but the players there are what are going to make the difference, and it's proven it again.
That's it. And Wolves manager would have come to this game with a game plan, and Beto scored within 7 minutes. Your game plan, it's gone. Yeah. Your whole game is changed. Then you're on the back foot straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you've equalised. Fair enough. You've obviously taken the game to Everton. You've got your goal back, and then 10 minutes later, you've switched off again.
Yeah,
and you're paying the price, and you're going to be on the back foot. You're always going to be on the back foot when you concede within the first 10 minutes of a game.
100%.
Game plan's gone.
100%.
And as you said, mate, I'm really not sure about Wolves. There's no one in this team that's a goal scorer.
You look at it. I get it up here, and I don't look at that team and think, yeah, that's a good team. People, some of the fans, you know, got sour and mocked us, saying, "Oh, how have you put Leeds above us? Oh, how have you put Sunderland above us?" But look so far this season, and I know it's early on. You know, we're only a few games in, but you're losing these games. You're not showing much, even if you're putting in half decent performances. You haven't got the quality there. This is my opinion. I think this will be undoing. I'm not preying on your downfall. But I just think you've lost the players. You know, the owners have shown that they're wanting to cash in and not really use much of that money back into the squad. I think this is the season. I really do. And on the switch side to that, Everton, 2 wins out of 3 games.
Fair play.
You know, yeah, fair play to them. I think they've made some decent signings. Probably need...
Yeah.
Well, they're probably hoping for maybe another signing or 2, but...
I'd say so.
Look, 2-win start for Everton. I've got to rate it. Fair play to Moyes. He's starting all right, and
he has.
Hope that continues, especially for Grealish. I hope Grealish has a good season.
So do I, mate. Yeah, he deserves to have a good season with the knockback he had at City. There's a good player there.
Oh, top player.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. He just obviously we don't know the ins and outs of what happened at City, but you'd have him in any team in the Premier League.
You give him the freedom, and this is what he does. He's got 2 assists today. He had another assist in his last game. This is what he does. You give him the freedom, he makes things happen. And Everton, you know, fair play. You've got in there. You've got the deal done for a loan.
Yeah.
And alongside the other players, you know, and Jai on the other side, I really like him. I think he's very good. Dewsbury Hall, unfortunately, it didn't work out for him at Chelsea, but again, he's coming to that Everton team, settled in, looks very good.
Yeah,
You've got to say that, you know, they lost a couple of players, but I think they've made some all right signings. I think, you know, not a bad team at all. Not a bad team. So, yeah, I'm quite impressed with Everton so far. I hope they do well.
Yeah,
I do hope they do well.
so do I. So do I. So do I. I'll just add quickly on Wolves, just for the Wolves fans. I think your team need to start better within the first 10 minutes of both halves. That's when you're conceding your goals. Start good 10 minutes, keep them out 15 minutes, then play your game. You may pick up results there.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mirror that. It's, start better, you may have a chance, but unfortunately, when you lose your best players,
yeah, that's it. And you don't replace them.
I don't know what you expect us to say or any other fan to say that's not a Wolves fan. We're just looking at it from the outside. Some people have got sour about it, but if you lose your top players, you lose your top players. If you're not replacing them, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to suddenly say, "Oh, I think Wolves will be mid-table," because I don't. And we're 3 games in. You've lost all 3 games, so
yeah.
I don't know. It's a long season. We'll see what happens, but
it's going to be tough. It will be tough.
It is what it is. But yeah, I want to dive into the Championship now because there's some controversy here.
Yeah,
and I know there's going to be some fans again from our predictions coming in, and you know which one I'm going to go to because this is the one that at the minute is really done us in here. But Middlesbrough. Another win. No. Look, Sheffield United have started really poor. But look, Middlesbrough, I've got to say, 4 wins out of 4. I know that, whether you've been playing really well or not, you're picking up the points. It's starting good. If you keep that consistency, fair play to you. You're getting the points, whether you're playing well or not. Obviously, stats-wise, Sheffield United had more of the ball. But, Middlesbrough had 15 shots, 6 on target, winning the game 1-0. You could possibly argue they should have had a couple more. Good team. Rob Edwards is getting them playing the way that we sort of said. If Rob Edwards gets in there and settles, they'll be a good team. Yeah, look, we put you low down in our predictions, thinking that potentially you're going to have the Rob Edwards of last season. But we did say, if Rob Edwards gets it right, the way that we know he can, you'll be a far better team. And that's the way it's going at the minute. So,
it's looking that way. I'm actually shocked to see that Sheffield United have only scored 1 goal. That's a concern.
I'm very surprised with. Yes, they've obviously lost some players, but again, Tanganga coming in, arguably one of the best centre backs in the league. Still got O'Hare, Hamer, Brooks.
They don't have a bad team. They don't have a bad team.
You've got some players there. Again, Cooper, arguably one of the best keepers in the league, and obviously they've signed Chong, who's a good player. Tom Cannon, Danny Ings.
Yeah,
I still think they'll turn it around. They've obviously started poorly, but I do believe that United will turn it around. I think we're still not in the full match fitness. We've still got teams that haven't got all the players back. They've still got some coming back from injuries. I think obviously we're going into the international break. I think we'll see players coming back after that, as we normally do. And I do think they'll turn it round because they have got a team to be up there, which is why we believe that they'll be, in and amongst the playoff places. But Middlesbrough are the biggest shock for us. I say shock. We kind of said we sort of expected it, didn't we? In some capacity,
it was a bit of an odd one, wasn't it? It all came down to Rob Edwards at the end of the day, and this is obviously the Rob Edwards that we were hoping Middlesbrough would get, and they obviously at the minute they have got him, and it's working perfectly for you.
Yeah,
I mean, I look at the team and there's no players that jump off the page at me. They're obviously just very, very well gelled together, and they're winning football games.
The one for me, if they're going to keep Hackney, he's obviously got a lot of links away from the club. If they do keep hold of him, because he has started the season very well, and I think he'll be key for the way that they play. And if they do lose him, that's a big, big loss for them. it's big seasons for a lot of the players. Morgan Whittaker, he
Yeah,
needs to start firing. He needs to start performing. They signed him for a lot of money.
big
We've
time.
seen that he can perform, but they have got players that have sort of got to step up, got to show what they can do in order to keep it going. But the way that they're set up, the way that they're playing, grinding out results, 4 wins out of 4, it's a good start. And if they keep that consistency and that resilience in that team, especially keeping hold of players, maybe adding in another 1 or 2, I think they'll definitely be staying up there and proving our initial prediction wrong.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so. Shall we move on to my personal favourite result of the weekend? And this was Norwich beating Blackburn 2-0. I'll give a bit of context as to why. We got a bit of stick from the Blackburn fans, mate, didn't we last week?
We did quite a bit.
For saying that they shouldn't really have beat Hull. And you know what? Fair enough. The Hull fans were coming back saying they had sickness bug. That probably that kind of tells us why that result was that result. So today I'm glad that they've got beat, and I'm glad Josh Sargent scored both the goals. I'm glad. I don't want to add any more to that, but mate, you can if you would like to.
Well, I just want to add in that the clip that we put out was saying that it was a surprise result because we had both teams to be lower down. So to see Blackburn beat Hull 3-0 was a surprising one, but then we went on to praise Blackburn. And yet the Blackburn fans came in, they've obviously just heard, surprise result and taken it to heart. Well, then I went on to say about Todd Cantwell's done really well, led the team, this, that, and the other. And we actually praised Blackburn. Is it a surprise result? Yeah, of course it is. Who ask any other fan that's not a Blackburn fan and they say, is Blackburn beating Hull 3-0 a surprise? Of course it is. Of course it's a surprise. Yeah. And people give context to it. Hull fans saying that their team got hit with a sickness bug, so, half the players had to be out. Listen, that's context we didn't know, and that's news to us, and fair play. It's obviously aided why Blackburn have gone and won 3-0, which again
absolutely
shows a surprise result. Have we slagged Blackburn off? No, absolutely not. We've praised the way that they've been playing and the way that they've set up. So, but we have to point out, some people saying, stop going on stats. But, well, look, we know it's not all about stats. But, again, it doesn't really matter in the context of, we've got 4 games in, you've won 1 game against a team that we've also said will be low down. And you've got that 3-0 win, partly because, half their team had a sickness bug. Did you play well? Probably. From what people are saying, you might have had a good performance.
I'm sure you probably did.
And fair play. And as we said, people like Cantwell looked very good this early on, but you're not getting the points. So
exactly, mate. We even when we were doing the table, we were saying Cantwell in this, he's going to carry that team. We were praising him, and I know we had a few people saying, it could have been 4 or 5. Yeah, but it wasn't. It was 3. So, okay, fine. You're still going to finish lower down the table. It's facts.
Yeah, 100%. I don't see any difference.
This result today has proven the point.
Yeah, you've gone up against a better team, and they've shown you what's happening. You've lost some of your best players. I mean, my club Derby have obviously signed a handful of your players. They'd rather come to us than be at Blackburn. There's obviously reasons for that. It's not like it's all honky-dory at your club. You know that there's issues with the ownership. Players don't want to be there. There's no surprise that we've thought that you're going to be a lower down team. So I don't understand some of the negativity coming towards us because we've got to go on what we see. When we watch the highlights, doesn't matter. Someone said, watch more football, but we watch the highlights. We see the clips. We go on the stats. And then I give my opinion. Same as Charlie, we give opinions on what we see. I'm not seeing you win games. I'm seeing Cantwell play well. I'm seeing stints of you playing well. Am I seeing anything that excites me? No.
No.
You're in the Championship, it's crazy league.
They're going to be. They are going to be down there, mate. I think we both know that. I think deep down, I think the Blackburn fans know that. It's such. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a poorly supported club, but they're not very. Now, the stadium's huge. We know that. Never full.
Never.
Never full.
No.
You beat Hull 3-0 the other day. I bet you had about 6,000 there or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
So
it's what was the attendance? So the attendance was 13,500.
poor. It's poor. And mate, Blackburn were a huge club.
Yeah,
They were a huge club.
100%.
And obviously, yeah, okay, you fell off a little bit. Me and Brad, we're not slagging any clubs. That's not what we do. We were just giving our opinion on that game. Yeah, you won it, as we said. But the context that we got from Hull fans was half the team was ill.
Exactly.
And if they were playing, the result may well have been completely different.
That's it.
So
we see what we see by going on stats, by watching the highlights. Nothing's as good as obviously being there and watching the game live to see everything that goes on, which is why we ask for you fans to get involved and give us some more insight of things that other fans from other clubs and other pundits and stuff won't necessarily see. It's the same as, Match of the Day or the Football League show. They watch the highlights, they give their opinions. Other fans have insights of things that maybe we won't have. So we say, get involved, let us know things. I didn't know Hull had been hit with a sickness bug. Thanks for letting us know. No. It's context for us to put in there and give it on,
Yeah.
But look, enough of Blackburn because we've been there. I want to praise Norwich. Josh Sargent, 2 goals. Result. I think if he is staying, again, until that window closes, we don't know. But as we said, didn't we, prior to the season started, if Josh Sargent stays, he is vital to that team. And going away to Blackburn, we know it's not going to be an easy game. And we know that Norwich are we're unsure on Norwich. But look, you can't knock it. Sargent starting up, 2 goals. They're looking good so far this season. 2 wins out of the 4 games. Not a bad little start.
They're going okay.
They have got some good players in the team. Again, I'm not fully sure on how they're going to be from reasons that we've put. If you haven't listened, go to our championship predictions over the 2 episodes and we'll give some insight onto that. But yeah, 2-0, good win for them, good goals for Sargent, and it just shows that, I think Liam Manning can get them playing good football, keeping hold of players that he's got. Yeah, I think they'll do all right. Do I think they can get playoffs? So. Ask me after the transfer window.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, good 2-0 win. Fair play, Norwich. Keep it going.
Yeah, well done.
They must be annoyed, Norwich fans, with Marcelino Nunes going to their rivals. He's gone to Ipswich, so that's a bit of a kick in the teeth for them. But look, we can discuss how Ipswich have been so far. Obviously, they've been a bit further down. So look, Norwich, just focus on yourselves. If you're keeping hold of these players, I think you'll do all right. Definitely.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's for that one. So obviously linking in with the Nunes moving to the rivals. Yeah, Ipswich, Derby, 2-2. Irritating.
Yes.
Irritating. 13 minutes added on in that game. What should have been 13. 90 plus 16. A stupid challenge from David Ozo gives away a penalty, and obviously Jack Clark steps up, top corner, buries it to get the point for them. Yeah, irritating one. Both teams haven't started the season well. No. None of them have won. None of them have really played that well. My club Derby, we haven't played well in the games at all. Ipswich, we've watched a lot of Ipswich. Again,
we have
not torn up the trees at all. They've not got going.
No.
I think the results will come again. I think it's one of them. I think both teams will get going. I think the international break will almost be a good thing for both these teams.
Definitely.
I think for Ipswich to regroup and integrate a few of their new signings. I think the same for Derby. We've got a few of our new signings coming back to be involved after the international break. They're at the back end of sort of nursing an injury. A few of them have come back into training. So I think we'll see a few more faces after the international break. What I do want to take for us, Carlton Morris scores again. He continues to get the goals. For us at the minute at the back, we seem to give away too many. And that's what's doing us in at the minute. Obviously, we're not performing. We're not playing well. But we have a striker that's scoring. So we need to build on that. Obviously, defensive-wise, I think when a couple of the others come back, like Langas, when he gets back in, he'll start. Obviously, we've got Curtis Nelson to come back. So when these players start to come back into the team, I think we'll see it a lot more solid. And potentially even a formation change. He's gone for 3 centre-halves. We know he likes to play a 4-2-3-1. So I think maybe when some of the other signings come back, he may change that. But look, if you asked me before the game, would I take a point? Yes.
Absolutely.
But, 2 big teams and none of them have torn up trees at the minute.
No, I'd just add it's good to see Brewster on the score sheet as well. Well, I mean, we spoke a little bit about him when the signing was made.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he scored. Hopefully that can be his push that he needed in his career. Hopefully he scores. Mate, I really, really hope he does well at Derby. I really do. He deserves to. He's been around for a while, hasn't he? And he's not hit the floor at many clubs he's been at.
Yeah.
So I hope he can at Derby. And just to add onto the penalty at 90 plus 16, it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, from what Brad said there about the challenge, playing 16 minutes over the 90, the players are going to be absolutely shattered. So it's probably a lazy tackle. I haven't seen it. Brad will probably be able to tell you more. It's probably a lazy tackle. You're absolutely knackered. They're on the attack. You've stuck a leg out. Buff, done.
Yeah.
You're playing 3 minutes over the allotted time. It should never happen. It's pathetic.
It's just, we've seen it in quite a lot of games, haven't we, now, with all this added time coming on. And
it's absolutely ridiculous.
Ultimately, we know that part of that, especially in the Championship, like for Ozo there, it was a silly, rash challenge and it gives away a penalty and costs us 2 points. That is going to happen. The Championship, as we said, is so chaotic in games. You start adding all this time on, you're going to see more of that. I mean, it adds excitement, I suppose, to some capacity, but obviously when it's your club, it's gut-wrenching when you was hoping for that first win. But again, I'll go on to Ipswich. I look at that lineup. Oh, what a lineup. It's mad, isn't it, to think that I'm gutted that we've lost 2 points against them, but I look at that lineup and you go, if you would have asked me before that, I'd have said, if we can get a point at Portman Road, I will take that, because you just look at that lineup and you think, God, it's very stacked for the Championship, isn't it? It's absolutely stacked.
It's crazy.
And then to bring on the players that they bring on, Smodics, Jack Clark, Akpom. Just them 3 subs alone to bring on. I mean, the fact that they're on the bench, it's absolutely mad. I mean, I do think when they start firing, they are going to be firing, because that team is far too good for this league. Far too good.
Yeah, they're just struggling to find feet at the minute. But it seems to be the case, doesn't it? When you come down from the Premier League, it's a completely different ball game, as we've probably said many times. It's far more competitive.
We said it before, don't we? It probably takes 6 games before you've got match fitness there or thereabouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's always tough to call it. I know people panic and, say certain things, but it's sort of annoying that the international break's here, but also maybe not too bad a thing for certain clubs. I think both of these teams will probably quite like the fact that a few other players will be back more in training, get ready, and then after the international break come out and hopefully, start firing and picking up them points, because we're early on a couple of wins and it really takes you to a different part in the season. So definitely one to look out for both teams, and 2-2 annoying for me, but we move.
Yeah. That's it. We'll just quickly touch on Oxford Coventry 2-2. Bit of a bad result for Coventry by all accounts. To be honest, mate, if I'm looking at the stats here, it's been very close. So fair play to Oxford for seeing a point out there.
It's what we said though, wasn't it, with Oxford? Gary Rowett team. They will be tough at home. That's where they'll just be difficult. Don't think they'll win a lot. I think these sorts of draws are what we're going to see a lot of with Oxford. With the lack of quality they've got, again, they've got Lancashire up top on his own and everyone else is behind the ball. So, that's kind of the result. It's sort of surprising because Coventry have scored a lot, but you look at that and you go, I kind of expect it with an Oxford being at home, a draw, annoying teams that can't sort of break them down a bit. And
to me, mate, it looks like he's literally gone into this game for a point.
It
5-4-1. Jesus,
it literally does.
He's gone to frustrate them, hasn't he? And he's done it, and he has done it. Fair enough. He's done what he set out to do. So
he'll hope that sort of draw will turn into them getting a win. And as we've spoke about on the predictions, we did say we think that there'll be a team that get annoying draws and stuff like that. And I think they'll probably go down that lack of quality. This is what we sort of expect. I don't think they've got enough to win in games.
No.
But Gary Rowett will go down fighting. They'll go down being an awkward team, especially when you've got teams that are pressured for playoffs and winning like Coventry. They'll probably be more frustrated when you've got every man behind the ball, marking, just blocking everything. It's probably more frustrating for a team like Coventry who have got a lot of pressure to keep winning because they want to cement that playoff position. So, to be expected.
I think so, mate. It's going to be a tough place to go, as we've said. Yeah, they won't be giving too much away at home, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. But I think Coventry will bounce back.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, got no doubts there.
You got your 2-2, but I think you'll bounce back. I think you'll be all right. You take the point. I know it's annoying, but move on to the next.
Absolutely.
I just wanted a quick one. Chef Wednesday. Oh, it's so annoying to see it.
Yeah,
it's probably not a surprise. I don't want to put on your downfall, but to lose at home 2-0. I'm surprised to see that there were 19,000 fans in the stadium. To be honest,
so am I. I thought they were going to boycott quite a few more games than they have.
It's probably a low turnout for what they should be getting, but it's still to see. Obviously, I don't know how many of them were Swansea fans, but it's unfortunate, isn't it, to see this? It is hard because normally, I remember the Wednesday teams that were going for playoffs in the Championship. Very good teams, and you look at them now, and struggling. I think we did say, didn't we? Even though they've got the fight there, we did think that they'll start to waver a bit, especially as the season goes on. They'll probably start to run out. You haven't got the quality to bring on, and you're playing a Swansea team that they've got a good team. I've seen that they're linked with that Ida, however you say it, from Celtic, the striker.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a good signing for them if they get that across the line.
It probably would be, mate. Yeah, he's probably had enough up there. Let's be honest. He's an Irishman, and they've just turned on him. So it's probably best for him to leave, and Swansea would be perfect.
Yeah, he needs to be somewhere where he's going to be loved, and if he goes down there and gets in, he's a big, tough lad, isn't he? Can score a goal. Yeah, be a good signing for Swansea for them to continue and. Yeah, fair play, but Wednesday. I hope the wages go in for a start.
I hope so. And look, I will add, mate, they got a good result against Leeds in the week.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm fair play. Look, you deserve it. I hope you win a few more. I really do.
Yeah, I wanted to mention them today because, out of respect, we probably won't mention them too much. But
no.
Yeah, just wanted to have that. So that wraps it up for today, and for our reaction to them. I have got a League One roundup from our resident League One Hutch. I will be posting that in clips further down because we're out of time for today. But thank you for listening. Give us your opinions on what we've been saying. Get involved in the comments and let us know. And we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
See you later.